morning. I'm Edwin Clay, chairman of the Grundy County Farm Bureau Women, and we're sponsoring Farm Day. This is our fourth Farm Day, and the purpose is we're wanting to teach the children where their food comes from and let them learn something about agriculture, which is important to everyone. We're going to begin the ceremony this morning with a salute to the American flag and to the Tennessee state flag. And we do this to teach them some citizenship along with learning about how their food gets to their table. So we hope you enjoy it. We've got some great exhibits. So when it's over, I think they'll leave with a little bit of knowledge about how farming is important to everyone in the United States.
Welcome to Farm Day. This is put on by Grundy County Agricultural Department and the Women's Farm Bureau. And we want to welcome all our third graders. To begin with, we're going to start with our salute to the flag of Tennessee. Are you all familiar with that? Okay, I'm going to read it and then we're going to say it after me. What it is 3 white stars on a field of blue, right up here. God keep them strong and ever true. It is with pride and love that we salute the flag of Tennessee. So now together I'm going to say it and then you'll repeat it after me, okay? 3 white stars on a field of blue. God keep them strong and ever true.
God keep them strong and ever true.
It is with pride and love that we salute the flag of Tennessee.
We're going to be true to our flag and to our country. So I pledge allegiance is a very important part. And the way we're going to say this pledge this morning is different from the way you've been learning it. Our pledge was not written in 2-word sentences. It was written in a complete phrase that has meaning. So when we say it, we're going to say 4 complete phrases with meaning. We say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That's who we're promising our faithfulness and our support to. The next phrase, and to the republic for which it stands. The republic is our government, our country. We are unique in the world in that we have a very special kind of government that allows us to rule ourselves. We are a republic, and when we say a pledge to this flag, it's because the flag represents that republic. The third phrase is one nation under God, all said together, because when our forefathers came here and established that republic, they established this as a country where people could have freedom of worship. That was their main reason for coming here. And we've got a lot of things in our Constitution and a lot of on our money and on our public buildings that state that we are one nation under God. We were founded with His grace and His blessings, and that's the reason we have become the greatest nation in this world. The last phrase, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Indivisible means that we are one. This is the United States of America, and we are united into one, but we have liberty and justice for all. So when you say this pledge, let's say it with those phrases instead of 1 or 2 words at a time, and think about what they really mean. We put our hand over our heart because we are pledging our honesty, our truthfulness, our faithfulness, and our honor to this country. So this is a part of our pledges. We're giving our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. All right, that concludes our citizenship part of our program and our opening ceremony.
All right, so all of y'all are from North Elementary. We're waiting on them to blow the horn where we can start and let y'all see the demonstration here today. Some of this stuff's going to be pretty loud, okay? We're going to blow some fuses. You're going to hear some pretty loud boom. Some of you guys are going to like that, aren't you? We'll let you know. We'll let you know when that happens. But the main thing you need to learn about electricity is never ever go around a down power line. Never touch a line that's down. Never go around it. Always stay safe around power lines. Stay away from them. All right, we've got a couple linemen here today. Cade, you want to wear my hard hat? Take that old UT hat off anyway. Put that on. This is Mr. Jarvis Wooten. He's the district manager in Marion County. And this is Andy Nunley. And they're going to be talking to you about electric safety.
Good morning. We're going to turn this thing on and do some things. We're going to tell you what not to do. And when Andy cover up his ears, you need to cover up your ears, okay? How many like to climb ladders? All right, we're going to show you what a ladder do when it gets in the power line. Watch what this does.
Pay attention.
That's 7,000 volts. If you had that ladder and you got it in the power line.
Your plug-in at home would be 110 volts. This is 7,000 volts is what these power lines are. And a lot of the ones in front of y'all's houses are 14,400 volts of electricity. So we have two voltages that are running down the main power line, 7,200 and 14,400. Never ever go around a down power line.
I can do this. I got my protective rubber gloves on. They call this a hot stick. Some linemen call it shotgun stick. It's just like an extra hand. How many climb trees? You ever see power lines go through trees?
Yeah.
Let's show you what it does. Can you hear that? You see the smoke? Can you see the smoke?
See that smoke?
So if you was climbing the tree and the power line was going between the trees, and that's getting hot.
That's 7,000 volts.
We kept that on there, it would break down and probably get you fast.
The gloves that you see these guys have on, these are protective gloves where they can handle up to 30,000 volts of electricity with these gloves. They're trained professionals. They can do it. Never ever you guys go down a down power line. Always go get your parents to call someone to come fix it.
All right, this is called Oscar. This is our little guy that put on the demo.
It's roasting a hot dog.
Now,
This is a third grader that goes down around a down power line.
if there's a wire on the ground, you never know if it's if there's a wire on the ground, you never touch it. And this is to show you reason why.
Now what's the lesson from that?
Don't ever touch a damn power line. Always follow
Don't never touch your wire.
Never touch a wire. If that would have been one of your fingers or hands, you would have lost it and probably lost your life.
Wire, string, if it look like a rope, don't touch it. If it look like a string, don't touch it. Don't touch anything laying on the ground.
It's burned. I don't care. I would eat it. I want a hot dog. I want I'm just scared now.
Now we have a lot of times, we have power outages at your house or something like that. These things that are hanging right here, these round things that look like garbage cans, those are called transformers. What happens is the power comes through the power line, it goes through that transformer, that garbage can thing, then the power comes into your house. on those are called fuses. And a lot of times you'll hear a big loud boom if the lights or the power goes out. A lot of times it's a fuse at your house or on your line that's been blowed. Maybe a squirrel has gotten on it or a limb has gotten on it or something like that.
This is our little squirrel. Everybody seen a squirrel? Yeah. Seen them climbing poles and all that? And then they hear a big explosion. They say the transformer blowed up. Usually it's a squirrel. This is our little bitty squirrel. And then this time I want you to cover up your ears because it may be pretty loud. It may be pretty loud. All right.
This is what happens when a squirrel comes in contact with a power line.
Watch the squirrel go up the pole.
Watch him go up the pole.
What the?
See, he goes up the pole and blows the fuse. And then what happens when the fuse blows?
The lights go out.
The lights go out, that's right. And then one of these nice gentlemen have to come out there and turn your lights back on for you. So if your parents say, my transformer blew up, you can say, no ma'am, the fuse may have blown.
See, and then you call the power company and say your fuse blow. You see you got one light on and the other light's off. You call Squatchy Valley Electric Co-op. If you're in Grundy County, Selma dispatches the guys out, and what they'll do is get this change this fuse out. They'll put the fuse back in. Watch that light at 860.
And now the lights came back on. Yay! Everybody's happy. All right. Anybody got any questions so far? Yes, sir, Landon.
Why do you have a Superman?
Well, we're getting to that one. Yes, sir, Matthew.
Are there numbers on the pole?
There's numbers on the poles where we can keep up with what's going on. All of our system now is computerized. So when we have an outage, we can look up the pole number at Cade's house when he calls in, and we'll know what kind of transformer, the size it is, the equipment that's on it, and we can take that with us when we get there and fix it pretty quickly. Yes, ma'am, Amber.
Why do you got the little car?
We're going to show you that in just a second. Spencer?
Why did you have a hot dog on the ground?
Because a hot dog is about like a person's finger. The consistency of water in your body, and y'all will learn about that as you get into more science classes. Jalen, one more question, then we'll come back to Sander.
At my house, a power line fell down. My mama was right under it, and it almost caught her, but she ran away.
Well, that's good, because the lesson is never, ever, what? Go near a down power line. All right, now let's go on with the show.
Sometimes we get a call out that a car hit a pole. This young lady right here stole this vehicle and she hit a pole. It looks so innocent and stuff like that. If I walked up there and touched that vehicle, it'd hurt me. But we can get Superman, the Man of Steel. That looks so innocent right now. Watch this. Look at that car right now. It looks so innocent. But if you walked up on that car, if you wasn't Superman,
You see what happened? The power line has fell on this car. This person had a wreck, maybe hit a pole or hit a tree or something, and you were going to try to help them get out of the car, but the line was on it. Never ever go near that car. Always make sure you call 911 where they can dispatch the electric company out there to kill that power line. So what's the lesson, Landon?
Never go near a dead power.
Any power line, that's right. All right, who next had a question?
Every time I come here, I always see trees, and you know those things that can cut down the trees by the power lines?
Yes, sir.
Are y'all doing that?
We sure are. Matter of fact, we're cutting trees down in the Altamont area right now. So you
That's
might
what I
see
saw
around
this
you all's
morning.
houses where we're trimming trees away from the power lines. And the reason for that is we don't want the trees to grow up into the power line where they can short the power out. Or maybe if you were climbing a tree would be near one. Yes, Sarah Beth.
When I'm at my house, when I was in Illinois, and one of the trees fell right on our barn, and they didn't have power until 12:30, and they lost it at 9:30.
Good grief. We don't want to stay out that long. Spencer.
Why do I have that thing that looks like a bush?
Think it looks like a bush?
Yeah.
This green thing?
We use that for 811. When you dig,
This is
we gotta
a
use up here, Sam. Before you dig anything, who you call?
Tennessee 1 call.
811. You gotta use 811.
We do this demonstration with adults as well. A lot of times they'll dig into power lines, and that's a demonstration to show people never dig unless you call and find out where the utilities are. What you're seeing now is the gloves that the linemen wear. You can see how big they are. Try to take a nut and a bolt off with those leather protectors over the top of those rubber gloves. Or try to have those on with long sleeves on at about 100 degrees out there and you're trying to work.
Hot.
It's hot. Yes, ma'am.
My trees are growing up in the power.
Well, we need to get over there and cut them. See, it never ever dig. If tell your parents, never ever dig unless they know what's there. There may be underground power lines. If you dug into an underground power line and you didn't have his protective equipment on, the rubber gloves and the rubber shoes, then that person could possibly have lost their life. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I know how it's making the fires and hope it's pouring the heat from it.
That's right. Shannon?
It really ain't a question, but I know one that other thing that you can't do or you'll get shot.
What's that?
Don't stick your finger in a plug-in.
Don't stick your finger in a light socket. All right. I think that's the time to move. Thank you all very much.
We learn about wildfires is see how much y'all know. Does anybody in this class know how old Smokey Bear is? He's pretty old.
79?
That's real close.
78,
Could be a prize.
80?
Less than 80.
65?
Older than 65.
66?
Older than 66.
78?
Younger than 78. Hold it. Give you a clue. Give you a clue. We got any good math students in this class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He was born in 1944. Now can you do the math and tell me?
76. 75?
Lower than 75.
76.
Lower than 76.
71? 74?
Lower than 71.
78? 78?
Lower than 70. Give that girl a prize.
Which one got it?
Okay, let's see how much you know about forestry. Who in this group can tell me what our Tennessee state tree is?
Maple.
Not a maple.
Tulip poplar.
Tulip poplar. There's a guy. He knows his. Okay, the first thing we want to teach y'all today is about wildfires. Has anybody ever seen a wildfire? Wildfires are not good, are they? They just destroy and do damage.
Yeah, my pa's old house got burnt down because of that fire.
But is all fires bad?
No.
No, all fires ain't bad. Can anybody tell me what a good fire is?
Like the one in a fireplace at your house.
Yeah, it keeps you warm. It's good.
Yeah.
What's another example of a good one?
Like if you're building a fire when you're camping,
A campfire. What do you do on a campfire?
you roast marshmallows.
You can eat, you can warm. They're good. So not all fires are bad, but wildfires are bad because they're out of control and they destroy stuff.
Yeah, they spray. Not my house.
Okay. Can anybody tell me how to put out a fire? I don't know if this is a good example or not, but we're going to say a fire is like a cake. Who thinks a fire is like a cake? I don't think a fire is much like. Anyway, a fire has got to have 3 ingredients. You know, if you're cooking a cake, you got to have eggs and sugar and vanilla, and somebody can tell me the rest of it. I'm not a good cake cooker.
I am.
But you are? What else are we going to put in a cake?
I know it, but not that very
We're going to put some milk in there too. Yeah. Okay. But a fire has got to have 3 things. Can somebody tell me what those 3 things that you have to have before you can make a fire? Fuel. Good answer. All right. Fuel's going to be sticks or paper or hay. Anything that burns is going to be fuel. What else we got to have? Oxygen. Got one more.
something to light a fire like a lighter.
Big lighter. And what does it do? Heat. We got to have fuel. We got to have oxygen. And we got to have what else? Heat. So if you're going to put a fire out, you got to take one of them away. We fight wildfires. That's out in the woods. So what do y'all think we take away from a fire to put it out?
Wind?
We can't take all the oxygen out of there, can we? Fuel. We take the fuel away. Does anybody know what this is sitting over here? It's a bulldozer. You see what's on the back? It's a plow. And we plow a ring around the fire, and what does that do? That takes all the fuel and piles it out, and there's a ditch left. And what's in the ditch?
Water.
When you plow your garden, what do you turn up? Dirt. Does dirt burn? So we've took all the fuel away, and when a fire gets up there to where it can't burn, what does it do? It goes out. Now I know y'all all seen the fire departments and people's houses burn, and that's bad. But if they come in, how do they put their fires out? They can't just do a line around it. Water hose, and what does that do? It cools the fire. It takes what out of it? We got to have fuel, heat, and oxygen. What does the water take out of it? The heat. It cools it down, and it takes the really small fires. You can do the oxygen. Have you ever seen anybody like light a candle and put a glass over it and the candle go out? Because it burned up all the oxygen in there, and it can't burn.
If there's a power out, you just get candles and light them up.
Yep. That's good fires too. Candles and light.
The wires can get hot.
Yep.
Like mine.
And,
Like mine.
and they melt. Okay, we're kind of limited, and we've got somebody else that wants to show you something. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, if y'all will go in single file right back out. This is Mr. Jonathan, and he's going to show you about all of our equipment and what it does.
Anybody ever seen one of these before? You know what it's called?
No.
It's called a flapper. We use this flapper, do you think, in the woods where there's sticks and everything there? We use it in the grass. What do y'all think?
You hit the fire with it and it puts it
You do, you use it in grass. If we're using it in grass and we're doing like this, what are we taking away from that fire to put it out? Oxygen, you're exactly right. What about a chainsaw? Why fighting firewood when we need a chainsaw?
Because it'll cut down the trees that are around it.
That's right, it'll cut down trees. If we have a tree that catches on fire at the bottom and falls over a fire line and the dozer's away or we can't get a dozer in there to it, we'll take a chainsaw and cut it up and move it back away from the fire line. What about a helmet and a light? Why would we use a helmet and a light? No,
Like whenever you're out.
that's right, at night. What about the hard hat part of it?
Just in case nothing falls on top.
Okay, that's exactly right. Using a dozer, like I said, the bottoms of them catch on fire, you need a hard hat. What about this?
So people can see in the night.
Partly. It's called Nomex. It's not fire resistant, but it's fire retardant. And what that means is you can strike a lighter to it and it won't burn immediately like cotton or something like that will. What about this gator? Why would we use it on a fire?
In case the bulldozer breaks down and you can bring all that stuff.
You're exactly right. What about the back of that truck over there? Anybody tell me what's in the back of it?
Gas hose.
They are gas, but the big part, what's it?
A water hose.
Water hose, that's right.
You need to take out the fire.
That's right. If a fire is close enough off a small road and small enough, we'll take that pumper and back up to it and put it out. If we need to, we can back up to that pond down there and get water out of that pond and bring back and spray up on the fire. Anybody got any questions?
How do you put the water in
In the pumper, there's a hose on it. We can hook it to a hydrant if there's one close enough around, but if not, we can back up to that pond and suck water out of that pond into the pump and fill it back up and go back and spray the water out of it. Anybody else got a question?
How do wildfires start?
There's many different ways. Lightning can start them. Train tracks can start them. The train tracks will spark and the spark will get in grass and the grass will ignite. There's several different ways. Of course there is arson too. That's another deal. Any more questions?
So, my name is Park Greer. I'm a ranger here at South Cumberland State Park. Has anyone been to the park before?
Yes.
Stone Door, Fiery Gizzard, Tracy Lakes?
Stone Door.
Stone Door's a beautiful place. For those who haven't been there, you gotta go. It's nice. What kind of animals can you expect to find on the park?
Snappy turtles.
Snapping turtles?
Deer.
Deer, lots of deer.
Dogs.
Dogs? They're not natural, but they're there.
Snakes.
Snakes?
Well, they probably leave it.
Anyone else? Let's talk about those snakes there for a minute. I think that's why you're here today. What kind of snakes? We have corn snakes, copperheads. Chicken snakes is a local name for a lot of different species. Rattlesnakes, black racers, green tree snake, hognose snake, worm snake. We got lots of snakes. How many species do you think we have? How many species of snake do you think we have? 15? A bunch? We have 23 in East Tennessee, or Middle Tennessee where we are. How many of those do you think we need to worry about? How many venomous snakes do you think there are?
20.
There are only 2. And do you know what they are? The eastern timber rattler and the copperhead. Do we have water moccasins up here? Do you guys know if we have water moccasins? We actually do not. It's too cold for them. However, there is a northern water snake that looks exactly like a water moccasin, but it's non-venomous. Now, there have been some that people have released, but we'll not get into that. What is Ruby? She's not venomous. I wouldn't be holding her if she was. Corn snake. What do you notice about her color? Is it the same as other corn snakes? No. Why is that? She is different. Ruby is about a quarter albino.
But if you squeeze her, she'll bite you.
You do not want to squeeze her or poke her in the eye. She might bite. I mean, if you poke me in the eye, I might bite. But so would you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her around. And what happens if you pet a cat the wrong way?
It'll bite.
it gets agitated. Same thing for Ruby. If you pet her the wrong way, which I'm just kidding, I'll tell you what it is. You start from the head and you go down, just like you would a cat. You start at the head and go down. Now, if Ruby could purr, she would, but she can't. So we'll bring her around, and if you don't want to, just lean back, but I encourage you to try. Now, what do you notice as you guys are petting her?
It's smooth.
Smooth?
Slimy.
It's not slimy. Ruby is not slimy. What about?
Soft.
She is soft.
Let me touch it.
What about her temperature? What do you notice about her, how hot or cold she is?
Warm. Warm-blooded.
She is not warm-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
You guys are warm-blooded. Ruby is cold-blooded. Do you guys know what that means? It means she is a reptile. What happens if one of you gets up and starts doing about 100 jumping jacks? You'll get too high. You'll probably start getting hot and sweaty and tired. If Ruby could do jumping jacks, do you think she would get hot and sweaty? She could not. She's cold-blooded. She does not produce her own heat like you guys do. Where does she get her heat?
Sun.
The sun, or you guys. She'll wrap around your arms and just leach out your warmth. Ruby is, what was the term again?
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. She needs other sources of heat. You guys can just make your own when you get cold. So our next one is I'm going to bring her around, and those who are just a little bit braver, hold out 2 hands, and I'll put her in your hands.
I don't want to get bit. You ain't gonna let her go, are you?
No, no. Now, do you guys know, let's say one of you guys did not listen to the park ranger, and you go out into the park and start poking snakes in the eye. And, of course, that snake gets a little agitated because you're poking him in the eye, and he decides to bite you. What do you do if a non-venomous snake bites you?
You'll just hurt.
So you're not being envenomized. You don't have any venom in you. What should you do? Should you wash it?
Yeah.
Why?
It'll get washed off. And clean on the venom.
There is no venom in Ruby.
She's shiny because she just got through peeling her skin.
So what do you guys do with your mouth?
Eat.
What do you eat?
Food.
What kind of food?
Chicken.
Chicken? Chicken, spaghetti. Do you think Ruby eats chicken, spaghetti, apples? What does she eat?
Rats.
Rats and mice and bugs. What kind of things can rats and mice and bugs carry?
Germs.
Germs. They can carry germs and diseases. If, once again, you didn't listen to me and you're out poking snakes in the eye and she bites you, you're going to want to wash it because there could be a chance that she's carrying a disease, and if you just wash it clearly, monitor it, then you'll be fine. Now we have one more test of bravery for you young people.
What? Putting it around her neck?
This one, you guys will come up and I'll just gently place her around your neck like so. So if you'll make a line right here. Do you guys have any questions about snakes?
No.
What's that? It just depends on how big they are. They sure do.
All right, how many of you are having a good time at Farm Day? All right. Have we learned anything? How much did you learn about the grain program?
A lot.
Okay, what kinds of grain do we raise in Tennessee?
Corn, wheat.
Soybeans. All right, y'all are great. Y'all are listening up fine, okay? Well, welcome to the aquaculture exhibit, okay? Everybody listen to me a minute. What does aquaculture mean?
Fish.
Okay, Aiden.
Farming fish.
Oh, booyah. Good job. Turn it around the other way, though. Reverse it. Fish farming, right? Yeah. There's your prize, my friend. Good job. Now, I've got simple questions, and all I need is very simple answers. You saw what just happened, right? Okay. So, do we farm fish in the state of Tennessee? Yes. Yes, yes, we do. That's exactly right. Well, what kinds of fish do you think we farm? Does anybody know?
Catfish.
Okay, how many? Okay, wait just a minute. Wait just a minute. Let's look at these. How many of you think you know what this one is? Olivia. Wait, whoa. Raise your hands. Edward.
A bluegill.
Okay, this is not a bluegill, okay? This is a hard one. Seth. Does anybody know this one? Nope. Aiden.
A yellow gill.
Nope. Does anybody know what this one is? Tori.
It's an angelfish.
Nope. That's close. Okay, let me help you out with this one, okay? This is called a tilapia, okay? Now, if you ever go to Ruby Tuesdays or O'Charlie's or even go to Kroger's, this is what you're going to find is tilapia, okay? And this fish, it can be grown in Tennessee and is grown in Tennessee in ponds very similar to this, okay? So this is a tilapia. All right, does anybody know what this one is? Hold on. What's this one? Does anybody know? Seth. Tori. Nope, but you're getting close. You can buy it in a can. Whitney, you know it? Go ahead. It's kind of hard, isn't it? Aiden. It's in the trout family, okay? Kyle, you know it? Nope, it's not a rainbow. Anybody? Will. Salmon, that's correct. Good job. He gets a prize, don't he? He gets a prize. Excellent job. All right, good job, Will. That was excellent. All right, this is a salmon. Now, we don't grow these for farming purposes in Tennessee, okay? But it is grown in the United States, okay? And we find it in the can sometimes, right? How many of you know this one? Tyler.
Catfish.
Catfish, that's right. Does anybody know more specific what it is? Tyler, do you know? You got it right. You're exactly right. It's a channel catfish, okay? And this fish right here, it is grown in the state of Tennessee, and we do raise it in ponds just like this, okay? So we can raise these, we can farm catfish in Tennessee, and we do that, okay? All right, so here's one last one. Hold on. Let me find the right one. I think I lost it. Oh, here it is. Anybody know this one? Chase.
Rainbow trout.
Whoa. Chase. Chase is right on it now. You are right on the money, man. There's your calculator. All right, so this is a rainbow trout, and this can be farmed in Tennessee. There are some that are farmed up in Upper East Tennessee, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be fish farmers for the day, okay? We're gonna pretend to raise a lot of these different fish that we've showed you. So we're fish farmers for the day, and in order to be fish farmers, we've gotta have a farmer boss, right? We need a boss. Who's the bossiest person in Coalmont, 3rd grade? Wait a minute, hold on. We need a nomination. Who's the bossiest? Who's the bossiest? Edward, where's Edward? Edward, come on up. All right, here's Edward, and you're the boss. Edward's our farm boss for today, okay? All right, boss. Hang back a minute, because we got to get another helper. We need some farm hands. All right, you, take your shoes off and put those on for us. You got to have farm boots. You got to have farm boots in order to work the farm. Kyle, put these on for us, okay?
Are y'all going in the water?
All right, here's your net, boss.
Yeah, you're going a little bit in the water.
Here's boss Edward. I need some more helpers. Seth, come on up. Be careful with that one, okay? All right. Where's the rest? Oh, here's my hat. All right, I need another one. We need a farm hand. Come on up, Olivia. Come on up. There's you a farm hat. All right, come on up. We need you a farm hat. You don't know Miss Tiffany, do you? You look just like her. All right, come on up. All our farmers, come up. Now, Boss Edward, these are your farm help, okay? But we need a lot of other helpers, okay? We need some farm hands. So all the farm hands, that's all of you, okay? Everybody here is a farm hand. Everybody stand up. We need everybody's help, okay? All right, we're going on this side, Zach. Bring your net on. All right, here's what we got to do. Boss, come on up here a minute. Everybody stand right here behind me. Y'all can come on up. Come on up. Parents, we need y'all's help. Stand in front of me. I'm sorry, thank you.
Gonna catch minnows?
Yeah, we just need y'all to keep them from going in the water. Yeah. All right, here we go, boss. Where's Boss Eddie at? All right, Eddie. Where's the farmers?
Right here.
All right, listen, here we go now. Listen to me a minute. All right, Boss Eddie. Here's the deal. What do we got to do in order to make these fish grow?
We have to feed them.
We got to feed them. He's exactly right. So Eddie, you say, feed my fish.
Feed my fish.
Feed my fish. Start feeding them. Start feeding them. Start feeding them. Feed you fish. Feed you fish. All right, back up just a little bit. Everybody back up. Feed you fish, Ed. All right. All right. All right. Good job, boss. Good job, boss. Miss Holly, sit that on the table for us. All right, everybody take 4 steps back. 4 steps back. Oh, those were short steps. Take 2 large ones back. All right. Good job. Good job. All right, here we go. Listen up. All right, I'm going to come this way back towards the kids. Jordan, I'm going to come around that way so you can get in the middle of us. What are we going to do? We got to catch them. We got to catch our fish. And what is this we're using to catch them with? That's right. It's a net, but be more specific. It's a seine, right? It's a seine. So we're going to take our seine and we're going to catch our fish. And then what are we going to do with them?
We're going to put them up somewhere.
We're going to put them in our fish tanks, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, hang in there, Zach. Coming to you, Jordan. Coming to you. 1, 2, 3. Everybody back up, back up, back up. Back up. Back up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. They can. All right, boss. Tell us to catch you fish.
Catch our fish.
Come on up. They can come help us now. Come on up. We need help. Get your bucket. Come on up. Get your bucket, Zach. Come on up. Help us catch the fish. Put them in the net. Where's our fish hands?
Where do we put them? In the net.
I cut 2.
Where do we put them?
Caught 3.
Put them in your net. Put them in your net or in your bucket. Put them in your bucket. Keep them alive now. Put them in your bucket. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. We've caught our fish, right? Listen. No, listen to me. We got to imagine these are big fish, right? So after we catch our fish, what are we going to do with them? We're going to carry them to the where?
The water.
Take them to the market, right? We're fish farmers. Now, boss, you got to earn an income, right? You got to earn income, so we got to take these to the market. Now, if we take them to the market, are they going to take them like this?
No, they take them in our net.
What we got to do to them, boss?
We have to pick it up.
No, the restaurant don't want them cooked. They want to cook them themselves, okay?
We have to put water in it.
If we, listen to me a minute, boss, tell them we got to take these and get them processed or cleaned.
Take them and get them processed.
Okay? Now, boss, are you going to clean them for us? You are? All right. Boss says he's going to clean them, so we're off for the day, okay? That's what we wanted. We wanted boss to clean them, okay? So, yeah, we got to take these fish and get them processed, okay? Just like, listen to me a minute, it's just like when we left from the corn booth, when we left the corn exhibit, when he harvests his corn, he takes them to the processing plant, right? Okay, and then that's where they take care of them. The same thing with our fish. We got to carry them to the processing plant or carry them to boss, and boss is going to fillet them out for us, right? Okay, that's what you get for being boss, okay, you know? All right, so then here's the deal. After we get them processed, then what are we going to do with them, boss?
We're going to take them to the we're going to take them to a place and we're going to put them in there. We're going to take them to this one place and they're going to put them in there. And they're going to put them in the tank.
They're going to buy them from us, right? When we get them processed, the market is going to buy them. Now, how many has ever gone to Kroger's and bought catfish fillets? Yeah, we're getting them from Boss Edward here, okay? Boss has been taking them to Kroger, right? Okay? That's how we getting our fish. Exactly, right? Okay? So then, are we going to take every one of our fish to Kroger?
No, because
We want to take some of them. Now listen, here's the deal. Boss, tell them, stock my babies. Stock my babies. Start putting them back in, boss. We got to put some of you babies back in. They've got to be able to grow up so we can catch more, right? Is that right? Okay, boss, say stock my babies.
Stock my babies.
Stock my babies, okay? All right, so we've done stocked the babies, right? Then what are we going to do? We start the whole process over again. We're going to feed them, right? Feed the fish, go catch the fish. Boss is going to fillet them out for us, right? Boss, we loving you. We appreciate you because we didn't want to fillet them today, right? All right, it's Friday. It's Friday. We just want to go home, right? We didn't want to have to fillet. All right, so we stock our babies, and then we start that process all over, right? Okay? Now, what's important for those fish? What do they got to have in order to survive? Wait a minute. Put your hands down. Somebody said water, right? They got to have water. He's exactly right. They got to have water. He gets a pencil. What else do they have to have, Seth?
Some of them have to have nutrients and have clean water.
Okay, he's right. They got to have nutrients, and they got to have clean water. So, yeah, that's right. They do have to have sunlight to produce what? Tori?
To produce food and air.
Okay. Air is the most important thing, okay? Just like us. Everybody take a deep breath in and deep breath out, okay? What is that? What did we just breathe in? Oxygen, oxygen, okay?
Got 3 here. Let's get 3 more.
Y'all look at what I'm doing here, and then you'll learn how to do it. Basically, what you do is just take it, pull the soil right back like that, set it clean, and then pull the hand up around it so that you have covered up all of the dark black soil.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't want to cover any part of the plant up, just the root stock. Now we're going to put that one right there. And lay. All right, what you want to do first is kind of pull the soil back.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, do it, Carly.
Right here's your own fruit. Y'all right here?
No, I'm
Plant yours right there.
Hold on, Charles.
How we doing?
We're done.
All right, there you go. How many more we got? All righty. Bell's going to ring here in a minute, but let's talk just a little bit. What are some of the things that we've learned today? We learned how to identify some different types of vegetable plants. Y'all were really good. You knew most of them. And then we took some of the seeds that goes with those vegetable plants, and we learned what you do with them. You take, and if it's a really small seed like this, you have to start it off in a flat. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a greenhouse, but it can be, in a windowsill or something like that, where you get the little seed to germinate, get you a little small plant, and then you take that and transfer it into some type of a container and grow it there for 2 or 3 weeks, and then you take it to the garden. Other type seeds that are larger seeds, like the peas here, we can just go ahead and plant them in a row just like we did out here today. And you take these and plant them in the soil where the seed is covered up anywhere from about 1/4 to 1/2 inch soil on top of it. And then just leave it there, and it will germinate and make you a new plant, and then have food there for your family. All right, any questions or comments that we have? Yes.
I like this because I live on a farm.
You live on a farm. What do you grow on your farm?
Well, I grow a lot of plants.
Okay, well that's good.
My car runs sand over the truck.
Okay. How many people here that actually live on a farm of any kind? Okay, well that's good. getting to the point that there's fewer people living on the farm, and that's the reason we have this day here today, to try to make you aware of some of the things that takes place on a farm. If it wasn't for our farmers, what kind of shape you think the world would be in?
Probably in bad shape.
Probably in bad shape. I can tell you there'd be two things that the people would be if it wasn't for the farmers. Number one, they'd be hungry. Number two, they'd be naked. So the farmers grow the food that you're going to eat. They grow the material that most of your clothing are made out of. So what the farmers do is a really important aspect of our whole existence today. Well, good talking to y'all, and y'all have a good rest of the day.
All right. Hello, kids. My name is Eric Clay, and I'm a farmer. I farm in the Pelham and Hillsboro area. I'm here to talk to you today about the crops that I grow. I grow corn, wheat, and soybeans, and I also raise some beef cattle. First thing I want to talk to you about is corn. Corn, of all three, is the only one that is native to North America, which means corn comes from this part of the world, this part, okay? Corn was found about 8,000 to 10,000 years ago in Mexico, and it didn't look anything like it does today. I'm harvesting corn right now, and this is what my corn, it's ready, this is what it looks like when it's ready to be harvested. These are ears of corn. Goes through the combine, and it comes out like this. All right, 8,000 years ago, corn is kin to grass. So 8,000 years ago when they found corn, it actually, does anybody know what a cattail looks like? Not a kitty cat, but a cattail. It's a plant that grows up about this tall, and it has the seed at the top, at the end, at the very top of the stalk, okay? And that's what it looked like. And they grew the corn and experimented with it for years, and they got it to look about what it looks like today, something like it is today. 50% of corn goes to animal usage, to feed an animal. Feeds out cattle, hogs, and chickens. About 15 to 20% of corn is used for ethanol to mix with gasoline, and then the rest of it, not really a lot, goes to human consumption. You've got corn oil. Some of your mothers may use corn oil to cook with. Corn can go into corn flakes. You see corn flakes? Okay, corn is also the #1 sweetener in the world. It's what makes your soft drink sweet, high fructose corn syrup. It's also what makes ketchup sweet. I know ketchup is tomatoes, but the corn syrup's what makes tomato ketchup sweet. We got corn chips. Everybody likes corn chips, right? There you go. When y'all leave today, each one of you will be getting a corn pen. This is made out of corn plastics. Do you believe that? It's hard to believe, isn't it? Corn plastic. Each one of you will be getting one of these when you leave today. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about wheat. Wheat is the oldest of any of the crops. Wheat was raised between 12 and 15,000 years ago. You can read about wheat in the Bible. Wheat comes from the Middle Eastern area, North Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia. In that area is where wheat comes from. Wheat is mainly used for human consumption. Everybody likes bread, right? Yeah. You use bread? That's wheat. Okay. This here is pretty obvious. Got wheat thins. Can go into crackers. Honey buns, it actually has all three in it. You got wheat. It's cooked with corn or soybean oil, so you got all three products in that. Everybody likes spaghetti, things like that, right? Noodles. All right, there you go, ramen noodles. That's wheat. We sow wheat next month. We plant it in October. And then wheat goes dormant. Does anybody know what dormant means? It goes to sleep. What it is, if you come in the valley, like go through Pelham, that area, and you see big fields in the wintertime, they're just real green like a golf course, just the prettiest green, that's wheat. And believe it or not, it's not ready to harvest till June of the next year. So it stays around a long time.
Okay, the next product I want to talk about is soybeans. Soybeans were discovered about 5,000 years ago in China. Soybeans actually grow wild in China, believe it or not. And they were brought over in the late 1800s to the United States. Soybeans is a very versatile crop. It's used in a lot of oils. It can be used in biodiesel. It's mostly for cooking oils, like Crisco. Pure vegetable oil, that's pretty much soybean. You cannot go through your day without consuming one of these three. The only way you can go through a day and not come in contact with one of these crops is if you're just eating nothing but vegetables. But one kid told me, he said, well, how about if you're eating meat? And I said, there you go, you're coming in contact with it, because the animal was fed out more than likely with either corn or soybeans. Soybean is very high protein. They use it a lot to feed out chickens. It gets chickens fat real quick. Another thing about soybeans, it also can make plastics. Do you see my combine up here? The side panels on this combine are made from soybean plastics. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It also makes today, when you get ready to leave, you'll probably get some crayons. The crayons are made from soybeans. Soybeans can also make candles. If y'all want to, you can come up. Oh, another thing about the wheat, you're setting on wheat also. That's wheat straw. My father baled it in June, when we was combining wheat, and I got to stack it in 98-degree weather. So there you go. If you want to, come on up, and you can put your hands in it and look if you want to.
My name is Jaden Brown. I go to Tracy City Elementary. My favorite part of Farm Day so far was the wilderness one, because I love hunting and fishing.
Hello, people who are watching me. My name is Seth Byers, and I go to Colmont Elementary School. My favorite part was the lake, and I learned that how we catch like in a big net, and we pick them up, and I learned how to pick them up because I didn't really like to pick them up this time, but now I like to pick them up.
Okay, you say it with me. We're from North Elementary, and I'm Alexis King, and I'm Emily Allen. And my favorite part of the day was being at the base. Me too.
Okay, as we're closing out Farm Day, we hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you've learned a lot. And we had a lot of guests and visitors, and we hope they enjoyed seeing the children enjoy it. So thank you very much for being with us.